thinking about it. Hey,
Good
good morning,
morning.
everybody. Happy
So,
Wednesday.
yes, and this is a new person running this because Melissa is in Tucson. She left, well, she's not there yet, is she,
No,
Sandy?
she's in the air. She left at 8:45. She might be landing soon.
Okay, so this is Sandy,
Good
and
morning.
we are going to put Sandy through the paces now. So let's
So,
see what's going
so
on.
bear with me. Lots of good mornings. Feel free to put your questions in and wish me good luck.
Yeah, right.
So, this is the first time I've helped Marianne. I've pitched in with Melissa and Marianne for a Zoom, but I have not done our morning ghost chat. So this will be fun. And good morning to everybody. Oh, we have a new viewer, Angie. Where are you from? Hello.
Are you local, Angie, or where are you from?
Thank you, Sue, for the good luck. I'm going to need it. Good morning. Lots of good mornings. Thanks for saying I'm amazing. I think Marianne's more amazing than I am.
No. If we're on here, we're both good.
Oh, Angie's local. She's from Strongsville.
Oh, nice.
Oh, lots of good mornings and good luck. So I appreciate the luck. So feel free to jump in with any questions. Forgive me if I miss them. I have to scroll up and down. I believe the podcast did go out this morning. Did anybody get a chance to listen to that? Oh, thanks. We're both amazing.
Well, yeah, but he might be a little prejudiced.
Might be a little bit.
Just a
Good,
little bit.
a
Oh,
snowy
isn't it?
Wednesday. It's definitely snowing here, and I'm on the west side. So Marianne in the snow belt probably has enough snow for everybody.
Well, actually, it's coming this way. It's just the real fine stuff now, but we'll have it for a lot longer after you guys are done, that's for sure. I just, I just, I guess we're just too close to the lake up here in this county. I don't know.
We might be. So here's a fun question that goes along with our winter weather. Do ghosts wear winter clothing or weather doesn't bother them?
No, it doesn't bother them at all. They don't have a body, they're just pure energy. So, no, just and that's probably why they don't have to eat or sleep because they don't need to. They don't have to fuel the human body.
Interesting. I know they can change clothes, but I guess it's not weather
No, they
required.
just change clothes whatever they feel like wearing. Like I said, they will not tell me where. I just keep thinking that there's a Macy's or a Kohl's or something in the sky that they're getting their clothes. Just like I don't know where they get cigarettes from and pipe tobacco and cigars.
So here's another
Um,
question about Lunar
yeah,
New
Renee,
Year.
right. You know what? I think the energy from the Asian community is so strong that I'm sure there were all kinds of earthbound spirits around there. And then with the shootings, which were horrendous, um, I'm going to guess that out of 11 people that got killed in the one, uh, I really wonder how many of them are going to cross over.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, a lot of them are probably, I mean, I'm sure they haven't had their funerals yet, so they'll stick around for that. But I just wonder how many after are just going to be so angry when they were trying to have fun and now they're dead.
True. And somebody has a question about curses. Angie is asking, is it a ritual or are the words I curse you enough? It's something her mom has said to her. If so, is there anything she can do to break it?
Well, number one, if I curse you is said with enough intent and often enough, it will stick. Now, it's not going to stick forever, but you will have a bad day that day or a bad couple of hours. The only thing that I know that will stop you from ever having a curse put on you is to wear a quincy charm. That's the only way. You can never, never, never get a curse on you if you have that charm on you. Now, if you already have negative energy on you and you wear a charm, it is not going to remove the negative energy. The energy still has to be removed, but once you put the charm on, it'll never happen again. Or if you wear the charm and you have a curse on you, it won't get any worse because curses attract negative energy. So what starts out really small can get really bad in a pretty short order of time.
I
If
also
you if you get when ghosts speak and you think you have a curse on you, go to the last chapter and do the little ceremony in there. You can't do it to yourself, but somebody can do it for you. And then put a charm on and you'll be fine. And your mother can curse you all she wants after that. It'll be fine.
right. Um, I know the collective thoughts, right? So I feel like if you think negatively or feel you're always worried about a curse is on you or you have negative energy, that's just going to attract more.
Well, yeah, you're putting that energy out there. It's like, I mean, let's be honest about it. Earthbound spirits are going to hang out more with type A personalities than a little mealy mouthed, mousy person. They need the energy. So all you have to do, Denise, is go to my website, mariannewinkowski.com, and pick which one you like, and it'll be shipped out to you PDQ.
Right. Here's her website right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. We also had another one. Do you find that most people we refer to as toxic have an attachment causing it?
You know, toxic has become an everyday word anymore. And I
Mhm.
think it does apply to some people, but not everybody. Just because some lady gave you a dirty look in the grocery store doesn't mean she's toxic. So, she might be having a bad day or who knows what. So, yeah, but they absolutely, yeah, they can have that.
And since we're on the subject of curses and negativity, will curses absolutely be reciprocated? Not sure quite what you mean. Like, are they what comes around goes around? Is that what you're thinking, maybe?
Well, here's the thing. When negative energy is taken off of you or somebody, it has to be released right up. I mean, you don't increase it, you don't send it back because, yes, karma will come around and get you. I
Oh,
have already stood behind somebody to take the curse off, and you have to ask, do you want me to remove this? And they go, yes, but please, please, please send it, increase it, and send it back to whoever put it on me. And I'm not the curse police. I don't do that. And I said, nope. I says, I can't do that. I'll just let it dissipate. They've gotten up and left and took their curse with them because I wouldn't increase it and send it.
well, and isn't it, I mean, one of the nice things I think is to put energy back into the ground, right? And let Mother Earth kind of recycle it for good. And
And see, and I
that's a
reverse
lot of
that.
beliefs.
Yeah, I reverse that. I send it up and let universal law take care of it.
And
So,
it's very
it's
similar.
what works for everybody. The book teaches you or explains that you should send it up and let universal law take care of it. But again, that's what works for me. If it
Right.
works for you to send it down into the ground, that's fine. But
Right.
like I said, whatever works for you. Can you do an episode on negative energy for? In honesty, all mother-in-laws aren't bad. Sometimes
They
mothers
aren't.
are worse than mother-in-laws.
Yeah, I have been fortunate. I've had really good mother-in-laws, so I'm lucky that way.
And in all honesty, Bridget, if you go back to my old YouTubes that I used to do at 5:30 every Wednesday, there's almost 200 of them. There's all kinds of them there, and they're listed. go to the ones that say to talk about curses. You can get a lot of information from them on that.
So Renee is asking about
Oh,
a crystal
Renee.
or a stone for Mercury retrograde, which I know you have
Yeah,
a favorite.
yeah, I do. It's a blue, and I adventuring. Blue adventuring is the one that I like. I don't, that's the only thing I use crystals or stones for. I don't carry stones. I don't wear a
No,
charm either. Ted does. Ted has a little pouch and he carries certain stones for certain things. But I don't. I, I negativity. No, I know there's stones out there that are supposed to help that stuff,
there
but
are
I
there
don't.
are they're good grounding stones, smoky
Yeah.
quartz,
But I just don't have
tourmaline.
any knowledge around that stuff,
Yeah,
so I
your
really
dark
don't.
stones are supposed to help, and then for sleep, there's quite a few different ones, that you can look into. If you can safely put them under your pillow, you don't have to worry about, small children or pets or things that way.
Well, the dream bag that I have has a quince seed in it, and
Yes,
people that have insomnia said that that really helps them sleep. So, I think what it is, it's almost try and see what works for you. Everybody's so different.
that's true. That is true. Um, Somebody had also asked, can you remove a curse from someone without them knowing?
Absolutely not. You need their permission. You cannot just go around zapping curses off of people. Now, here's the interesting thing. Say your husband has a curse on him and he thinks this is a bunch of hogwash. He doesn't believe in any of it and blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. Tell him you don't have to believe in it. Just sit down in front of me. Let me do my thing and give me permission to do it. And as long as he says, yeah, I don't care if it's going to make you feel better, do whatever you want, do it. But he has to give you permission.
Right. For anybody who wanted to know where to get a dream bag or where to get a quinseed, you're going to go to Marianne's website, which I have pinned below, so you can take a look there to find her stuff. With regards to other stones, crystals, things like that, I would definitely put you toward Goddess Elite. We are in North Olmsted, Ohio. We do ship for anybody who is out of um, the local area. So those are some places that you can go to get things.
And that's what Melissa's doing right now out in Tucson, getting more stones and rocks and whatever it is she's collecting out there.
That she is. That she is. Patrick, I'm not sure what your question is. Marianne, can Pepsi earthbounds or spirits that crossed over or both? Can pets see? Okay. So can your cat dog see spirits that have crossed over or earthbounds?
Okay. Yes, but not all breeds of dogs. Your dogs that are considered more guard dogs seem to be a little bit more aware of it. They know strangers in a house. Um, like a golden doodle or no, no, no. But your little yippy dogs, your little ankle biters, sometimes they're a little bit more aware of what's going on too. Here's the trick. If your dog is looking up, that is probably a spirit that has crossed over and visiting. If they're looking eye level, that is usually an earthbound spirit. Cats, on the other hand, cats could be sound asleep in the middle of the living room floor, and all of a sudden they look up and they start tracing across the ceiling something. And you get up to look to see where the spider is. Well, I don't. I said Ted to go look for the spider. But anyway, and there's no spider. That cat's looking at something. But keep this in mind. Will your dog or your cat go down the basement without you or only if they are with you? Is your animal locked in a closet when you get home or locked in the laundry room or hiding behind the furnace? Some ghosts are very, very mean to animals. So, and a lot of times they will, I mean, not too long ago, there was a guy that had his Cocker Spaniel, and he had to. She was a garbage hound. She figured out how to even open up cupboards to get the garbage out. So he had to put her in a crate when he went to work, and there was a ghost in that house. That cocker was so. I mean, that cocker was biting the wires to get out because that ghost
Wow.
was actually shaking the crate to scare that dog. So, yeah, pay attention to your animals. If they think something's in the house, there probably is.
And that kind of takes us back to a comment that I probably can't find again, but they were asking, should they put seeds on their kittens? And that should answer your question
If your
with
house
regards to
is
if you have problems.
right, if your house is secure, in other words, the house has been cleared and the seeds are over the door, so it never happens again. You don't have to worry about keeping a seed on your pet. If your animals go outside and all of a sudden they're afraid to go outside because somebody out there is scaring them. I mean, I've already had a ghost open up a gate and let two dogs out that got hit by a car. So, seriously, now there are some people that will get one of the less expensive charms and just wrap it around their collar with duct tape or masking tape or something, because a seed on anybody, including an animal, an earthbound spirit will stay 3.5, 4 feet away, which they're not making them crazy that way. So
Right. Well, Danielle wants to know about
they're
the shower. And
totally
I'm like, you're
wonderful.
totally fine.
No, the only thing you cannot do with the Quincy charms is put them in liquid jewelry cleaner because it will soften the what is holding the seed in place. But you can use a jewelry cloth to clean them. No, you can swim, you can shower, hot tub. You can no, they're fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm notorious, I never take it off.
Yeah.
It's on the only time mine comes off is if I have to. Even when I was in the hospital, any X-rays, I was able to pull it up so that they could do my chest X-rays without a problem, even my CAT scan. The only time I take it off is when I pamper myself with a body massage.
Yeah.
That's the only time. So
And,
yeah,
and
they're definitely
if you
safe.
put it in your purse and keep your purse fairly close to you, then you're still in a good space.
Right. So let's see.
The Zooms are filled for February, but they start, there is still spaces on March 10th, Friday. So those that are looking for, see what's going on in your house, Zoom is absolutely going to be the fastest way for me to tell you what's going on in your house. Phone calls, they're so far behind. I'm not even starting with this move. I'm not even starting to call people back till the beginning of February. So we've got another week yet. So,
Right. I was going to say, there was a couple of questions that I thought we would kind of answer, but you've already kind of gotten to them. And as of last night, when Melissa checked, there are still 17 open spaces for the upcoming March Zoom. So go out to Goddess Elite. And look for events and you will find it if you want to get in. It really is a great way. I've done it. Marianne's helped me clear not one, not two, but three ghosts from my house via Zoom. It was fantastic. I did my homework that she gave me, which is an easy one to do, time consuming, but easy enough.
if you want
But
them gone, that's what you got to do. And unfortunately, I am not Dr. Doolittle. I do not and cannot read animals' minds. However, now, and for those of you who are animal lovers and you have pets that are older, you know what? Don't tell me you can't look at your dog and know what they're thinking. And all you have to do is look at your dog sometime. And if the ears go down, you know they did something they weren't supposed to be doing. So, you know what? You don't have to talk out loud, but a lot of people know exactly how to communicate with their animals.
they do. They do. Oh, somebody's asking, why does a quince seed work?
I get them from relatives in Italy. First of all, a quince is a cross between a pear and an apple. And so that's a quince. And that's why the seed looks like either an apple or a pear seed. And my relatives do some kind of energy work with them in Italy. I have no idea what. I don't know what it is. I can't do it. And they send the seeds to me. And once the houses are cleared, the seeds go up and that protects the house. And I never have to go back to that house again as long as they keep the seeds in place. And people that work or work out of the house, if you're a person that goes to antique stores or heaven forbid, picks stuff off on the curbs before trash night or, buy used clothing, you never know what you're bringing home with you. So if you have a charm on you, at least something isn't going to follow you home.
which is good. We don't want them. I still want to take Marianne antique shopping to figure out what pieces I can get and not have to worry.
Yeah, but
Um,
you wear your seed. You can
I
buy
do
anything
wear my
you
seed.
want. Yeah, Sandy, you can buy anything you want. And I'm
Woohoo!
gonna, yeah, and you probably have a seed in your car too, which means they can't ride with you. So
Yeah,
get whatever you want. And if it rides on the roof of your car to follow you home with that little item you bought, your house is protected. They can't get in. You're not going to
thank
stand on the
goodness.
step outside very long because that takes up too much energy. So.
Jessie said she was attacked, or Jesse, I'm not sure. They were attacked when they visited a Confederate graveyard and went to an antique store to buy a Spanish pirate coin, and that it was awful.
Huh.
Wouldn't want to be attacked, nor do I want to bring one home.
Nuh-uh. I could see the Spanish coin. The graveyard, unless it is someplace like
Like a popular destination, a lot of people going in and
right,
out
right,
to
right.
visit.
Like a lot of people go through cemetery tours in New Orleans. There will be ghosts there, but your normal cemetery on your street or in your backyard or the next city over, earthbound spirits aren't going to hang around there. Everybody's dead. Who are they going to get energy from? So
Right.
good for you. That's exactly where you should be wearing your seed.
Yes, mine is, like I said, mine's on and stays on.
Absolutely.
Jessie said she was helping spirits move on, offering them love and light. I don't know if that would be enough to help, but hey, we'll take it. So don't feel free to type out any other questions you have. Um, this is an interesting question, and I'll let Marianne take it. But do you think it's possible an earthbound spirit was responsible for pulling the trigger or putting the bullet in the gun on the Alec Baldwin Rust film set? And it did occur on a full
On a full
moon.
moon. Yeah, I know that. An earthbound spirit cannot kill you. They can't choke you. They can't shoot you. They cannot. I wouldn't go in people's houses if I thought a ghost could kill me. So, but they can confuse you if they're standing close to you. They have a lot more energy on a full moon. So it could have been a lot of people not realizing what they were doing. You can talk and stir something on the stove at the same time. You don't have to stare at the pot and stir it and wait till you're done before you answer a question. This is the same thing. People do more than one thing. You walk and talk at the same time. You don't stop walking when you want to talk. So who knows what was going on, and I've been on film sets. They're crazy busy. Everybody's shouting and asking questions and giving orders and where should I go and what should I do and where do you want me to stand and what take is this and roll. And so, yeah. And I'm sure on top of all of that, that there was more than one earthbound spirit there.
Probably a lot of different emotions running through us.
Hmm.
Um, this one says, you state some people don't know they've passed away. How is that if they can't talk to people?
I have never said, ever said that a person doesn't know they're dead. I can tell you 4 different people that say that, but it's not me. How are you out of your body and looking at your body and not know you're dead? Come on. You know what? Don't make this harder than it is. And they know they're dead. They have choices at that point. Go to the light or don't go to the light. So no, people know they're dead. I don't buy that one little bit.
And then Lisa asked, can you buy any quince seed?
Um, I don't know if anybody else has the kind of quince seeds that my relatives send me, not that I know of. I know people have bought quinces come out the same time in the fall that pears and apples do. And I know people have gone out and bought quinces and cut them open and taken out the seeds and ran around and put them up all over their house. And then call me up and scream at me because you're crazy. Those seeds don't work. Hey, babe, they weren't my seeds. You just put seeds up over your doors, not
Mhm.
the seeds that work.
Right. So then we have a question. If I have I been doing everything wrong? I have a house full of thrift stuff over the years. I had no idea it was not good. Is it too late to cleanse? Well, she already had made you kind of sounded like you were interested in joining Zoom, and that may help get you some answers. But other people have stuff too in their house and don't always have a problem.
Of
So
course not. Not everything you buy used is going to have somebody attached to it. Absolutely not. And again, the other thing that you can do if you don't want to go to, do the Zoom thing or you don't want to call and see if anything's going on, anytime you buy anything used or get something that is not new, put it aside, and before you bring it into your house, get a smudge stick and smudge it. And if anything is attached to it, they'll see you mean business, and hopefully they won't come in the house because they don't retaliate when you use a smudge stick, but they realize that you mean business. So do that, but no, don't worry about that. Or like Sandy said, come on Zoom and let's see if there's anything going on. If you don't get headaches when you're at home, if you're not having lower intestinal problems, if you've got kids and they don't constantly have ear, nose, throat, and upper respiratory problems, if your kids aren't in bed with you every night at 2 o'clock in the morning, then you probably don't have a problem.
which is good. Um, do you think keeping the rosary of past relatives encourages them to visit?
No, I don't. But I mean, it's nice that you're saying prayers for somebody that has died because that's, positive energy, good energy. But keep this in mind, which I did not know. I found out many years ago. Grandma dies, and she had a beautiful blue crystal rosary. And so it wasn't her favorite, but it was pretty. But you buried her with her favorite one, which was really nice. But this blue one was hers too. So you say, oh, that's grandma's rosary. I'm going to keep it. So you start using that rosary. Here's the really cool thing. Unless you have that rosary re-blessed by a priest, that it is your rosary, any prayers you say on that rosary go to whoever owned the rosary. I think it's terrible when I see rosaries at garage sales or antique stores. It just I that they don't belong in places like that. So I will always buy those. And what I will do is when I go visit somebody in a nursing home, I'll take a bunch of rosaries with me and let them pass them out to the people in nursing homes or that type of thing. But again, keep this in mind. If you are saying prayers for yourself, make sure that rosary has your name on it, not whoever owned it before you.
Interesting. So here's another question for you. Which woman wants to know, have you taken a White House tour and who's hanging around?
Well, yes, I was a Girl Scout for many years. And so the Girl Scouts did go to Washington, D.C., and we did get to tour the White House. There were more ghosts when we were standing up on those balconies looking down at like the Senate and that there were, I mean, I Yay, yay, yay. Negative energy on people and ghosts was amazing how many there were. In the White House, when we did that tour, seriously, I was hoping to see Lincoln or Kennedy or, yeah, no, I didn't. But there were definitely ghosts there too. Yes.
Interesting. So Jules Jules says she has a ring that she always wears that has a sealed quince seed inside. Is that okay to do?
Yeah, of
Where
course.
do the as long
Absolutely.
as it's Mary Ann's quince seed, it'll do
That's
something
right.
for you.
I do a lot of the ball players. And I have to tell you, most of the ball players are so superstitious. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I mean, I know a couple of the players that came up from Dominican Republic and that actually came up with chicken feet and bat's wings. And so I've done a lot of these guys, and you need to keep a seed on you when you're playing ball. And unfortunately, there's not, pockets where they could just stick them in their pocket or something like that. So, for those of you that know what a scapula is, it's a little holy card on a ribbon that you get when you make your confirmation. And I got a bunch of scapulas and I got the quincies and I rammed them down into the little holy card. So you're playing ball, wear this little scapula. That way nobody can put a curse on you, no ghost can get close to you. Okay. So what does that mean? Because after the ball game, I'll get a call and go, it was hot. It stuck to me. The ribbon broke. 13 gold chains and they can't keep a little ribbon around their neck. So my dentist will actually put their seed in their tooth. Actually, no, 5 dentists now that will do that. So some people actually have their seed in one of their molars.
That's fascinating. I wish a certain football team would let you
Well,
remove
if
the
they would
curse.
get off their high horse and let the curse be taken off of them, it sure would help. But no. So use the famous phrase, we'll do better next year.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we keep hearing
right.
that. It's on like
Mhm.
repeat, right?
You got it.
Pamsy said she lost her car keys either in the garage or a house about a week ago. She's going to sell her vehicle, so she really needs them. She's prayed hard and asked for help in finding them. Any ideas?
Yeah,
All I
go with
can think of
Tony.
is
No,
I was
no,
going
go.
to say Tony.
Yeah, go with St. Anthony. Go, Tony, Tony, look around. Something's lost and must be found. That's all you have to say. Just and say it and mean it. Tony, Tony, look around. Something's lost and must be found. And you will find them.
Yes, that'll be interesting. Somebody had suggested that you take a trip to Italy and and visit your relatives, take a look at what they do, and that the
Yeah, I
food
don't
should
think
be
they'd
really
ever
good.
let me out of Italy if I did that. They'd keep me there. No.
Jeff was like, "No, Marianne, perhaps you should visit." Marianne's like, "No, I'll never be able to leave."
No, 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 no. And I'm sure the food would be excellent, but no.
So here's a question about the Presley family with the interviews and workers saying that they can feel Elvis's spirit. Have you been to Graceland? Is he actually hanging out, or is it just a human feeling?
I have never been to Graceland, so I don't know. I'm sure that I mean, if you go with the National Enquirer, Elvis is still alive somewhere pumping gas in Indiana, from what I understand.
There you
But I
go.
don't know if he's really dead or not. Let's say he is. And yes, he was not that old when he died, so that could be a reason why he stayed. And he could have been worried about, Priscilla and his daughter. And so I don't know if he's been around. I think when somebody famous like that dies, meaning Elvis, and then one of his relatives died, they are always going to bring up they were waiting for them. I read someplace Elvis must be so happy that Lisa is with him now. So I don't know. I have no idea. Keep this in mind though, when you die, go into the light because you can come back and visit and not cause any problems. If you stay because you are worried about a wife or kids or something, or you had a fight and you don't want to leave on a bad note, you're just going to make things worse. You're not going to help. So you're better off going to the light and watching over people that way.
Well, and Melissa and I joked that we were gonna become a hit squad, right? We were gonna be an earthbound hit squad and take out some bad people. But the more we thought about it, the more we're like, do we really want to hang around? But you can always find light, right?
All you
If
have to
yours
do
runs out.
All you have to do if your light disappears and you don't go into it in time and it gets smaller and smaller and it's gone, all you have to do is go to a funeral home that has a service going on. And that person's service is standing at the foot of their casket with the white light around them. That's not an individual light, that's a universal light. So if you lose the light and you want to finally cross over, all you have to do is go to that funeral home, walk into that white light, and you'll be where you need to be. So none of you should ever be stuck, ever.
Good to know. Whoops. Danielle said she went to Franklin Castle here in Cleveland 2 weeks ago for a tour, and she asked, "Have you been? And if so, what's there?" And she does
I
remind us
have.
that Hans Tiedemann built it.
Yeah, I have been in there. That castle has been so many things over the years. There's so many hidden steps and doorways, and yes, it is. But keep this in mind. That place is usually closed. There's nobody in there unless they're running a tour. It's like the prison. Unless there's a tour going on, nobody's in the prison. You're not going to have any ghosts hanging out there because who are they going to get energy from? Nobody. But the Franklin Castle is right down the street from, I think it's called Herman's Men's Center for the homeless. And they have people there that, live there when they're down and out on their luck. That place is full. So as soon as any ghosts that are down there see activity at the castle, they're going to come up that way. So I'm sure anybody that's going through might get a hit of an earthbound spirit being there. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Sorry, my dogs are barking because the plow
Yes.
truck is going by. So we have another question about smudging. So when you smudge, do you leave your windows open or closed? They were under the impression that at least one window should be open.
When it is in an enclosed house, everything has to be closed for 2 hours after you're done. You can open them up the windows and you can air the place out. Do not forget attached garage. Do not forget basements or crawl spaces in basements. And don't forget attics. And I know a lot of attics are hard to get to. You have to take down the little cover or you need a ladder. Get creative. Light the stick. Get your hair dryer and blow the smoke up into the attic. You know what? You can do this. It's not hard because the one
Even
place you don't get smoke is where they're going to be hiding.
and in addition to the blow dryer, if you don't have, a long enough extension cord, even some of those battery operated fans are
Oh, yeah.
are good to get up there. And
Yep.
then somebody was also asking one of our favorite topics. Can you explain more about fairies and gnomes and why they would be in or around our house? And are they menacing?
Yes, they are menacing. They are not nice little creatures. They are really bad little creatures and they cause problems in people's houses. This is fairies and sprites and gnomes and trolls. They exist, but they are alive. They come out of another dimension. And there is a way to get rid of them. It's on my website, and you have to do it. I cannot. Now, if you call and I call you back, I can pick up if you've got them in the house, so you can do that. If you come on Zoom, I can tell if you've got them or not. But
And
they
and she's booked. She said she's excited. She's locked in to
Oh,
zoos.
good. Good, good, good. Are you in the February one or are you in the March? Oh, yeah. And see, I'm used to talking to people.
That's
She's
all
not
right.
going to
She'll
answer
tell
me.
us. She'll tell us in a second.
Okay. Oh my gosh. But yeah, they absolutely. I mean, I joke about it, but when I go to the grocery store and I see a box of Lucky Charms, I want to put them on the floor and jump on them.
Well,
Leprechauns are horrid little creatures.
didn't you say they like to get on the dogs and ride around?
Oh, leprechauns especially. Oh, they can be so mean to animals. Oh my gosh, so mean.
As long as they're not coming in my house, my dogs
I'll
can go
tell you
berserk
who's a real
outside.
high candidate to have them in your house. If you've got pet birds, they love bird seed. And so that is almost that's like crack cocaine to them. They want the bird seed. So February, good, 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 good. Hey, Heather. But yeah, absolutely. Watch the bird seed. If you have birds, put them in your seed in a very, very tight thing where they can't open it and get into it.
Well, my husband feeds the wild birds, and I'm like, great. I'm sure that's why I couldn't find my keys for almost 9 months because the seed doesn't stop the fairies, so they can still come in.
No, no,
And
that's right.
and I am 100% sure that it had to be the fairies that moved my keys. For 9 months, I couldn't find them. And when I did look, they were in a purse I hadn't used in 2 years. 2 years.
They love doing that. They love doing that.
Little
Now, I don't
stinkers.
understand this question. Apparently,
So
you must be new.
So I'm wondering if she means, is it possible for me to make or envision the white light? Because Marianne does know how and does make the white light, but she cannot really force an earthbound spirit to cross over. It's ultimately up to them. She can congeal them, she can kind of stretch the truth, but she will. Okay, yeah, she's
And
asking,
anybody can
can she
learn to
do it
make the
herself?
white right, and anybody can learn to make the white light, but it's not going to do you any good if you can't see the earthbound spirit and watch them walk into it and then close the light after.
Right.
So keep that in mind.
You don't
If
want
I
to
see
just leave
something
it
on
wide
my back
open.
window, does that draw any creatures? As long as you don't keep the seeds in the house, outside is fine. Or if you keep this, or you probably keep them in a garage. Just make sure they're
That's
closed tight. Yeah,
Yeah, that's where we keep ours, and we have a lid that spins shut, and
perfect.
locks. Same with, because we keep backyard chickens too, so that's where their feet is
Oh
locked
yeah,
in,
chickens, absolutely. Yeah.
but that's more so because of the mice, keep the mice out of it. Because
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, if you have food, they're gonna find it, even if one crumb or one seed drops,
Oh
they
yeah.
definitely find it.
Our oldest daughter had chickens when she lived in California, and luckily, she didn't have any little folk running around in her yard, but she kept her seeds, she kept them sealed, so that was good.
Rhonda's asking, do leprechauns bother cats like they do
Mhm.
dogs?
Any animals. I've already seen them unplug 50-gallon aquariums and the fish die. Yeah. No, they're I don't care if they're cute. They're ugly little beasts.
Yeah, they're not the sweet things that you see them depicted
And
as,
that's why they
right?
get away with it. And be careful. With COVID, everybody made those little fairy gardens and those little fairy houses. And when the weather got bad, what did you do with those little fairy houses? You moved them into the garage or the basement because you want to put them back out in the spring. Yeah. What else did you bring in the house with you?
So Jeff says he feeds magpies and thrushes the oats, the same oats he does that he eats. Jeff, I want to know where you're at that you have magpies because we don't really have them so much here. And then Melanie wants to know when your daughters are coming back on.
Well, the younger one, Tara, just lives a mile and a half down the street, but she works on Wednesday. And so, and Amber never made it in. She was supposed to be on, but she never made it in from California. Of course, it was the Mercury retrograde. And I can say it because Melissa's not here.
You can.
Yes, yes. And so, but no, I'll have Tara on again one of these days.
Yeah, she, get your schedules together. We'll try to make her a regular appearance maybe once a month or so. Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't force her.
And if I say that to her, she'll go, Mom, I have a real job.
Commercials and movies have all lied to us. She's feeling
Mhm.
bamboozled about the leprechauns.
And you should. And because it's, you know, if you look from Europe, old books about these things, they were not nice about any of these things. Everybody was leery of them. They didn't want to be around them. They were fine if they were outside, but once they came in the house, they were absolutely horrible.
Rhonda says that FAA event was the definition of Mercury retrograde.
Good going, Rhonda.
She caught that one really quick. Um, so Brooke wants to know, are leprechauns the nastiest of the Fey folk?
No, I think trolls are so are gremlins are destructive. Leprechauns are worse with the animals. Um, Trolls are really mean to kids. Really mean to kids.
Yes, even the Lucky Charms leprechaun is mean.
That's right. That's what I said. If I wouldn't get thrown in jail, I would jump on every box of them in the grocery store.
Well, I mean, at least you're not defacing art.
That's right.
Brooke says, then trolls are well named then. Yes, yes.
Yes, they are.
Now see, I wouldn't mind a brownie taking up residence in my house and doing some house chores because that's what they were kind of known for, right? Or a hobgoblin is another name I think for them.
But they're going to change things in your house to suit them, not to suit
Yeah.
you.
Oh, well, darn it. Vicky said she keeps a bag of wild bird seed inside the house in a plastic storage bins with clamps with no problems. She said last night she forgot to put the bag in it and heard the bag crinkling, quickly remembered fairy warnings and put it in the bin. All was good.
Boy, that's the truth too. You have to be on it.
Rhonda wants one too. Can we just get them? So somebody was asking, can any of them use portals? So can the Fae folk use a portal? They don't need to, right? They come from their own
No, they don't
dimension.
have to. First of all, they're not dead. They're hopping in and out of another dimension. And yeah, they nothing to do with portals at all. Yeah, you're right, Margie.
Same here,
Absolutely.
Margie. Same here.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? Oh, let's see. Trying to keep up. And forgive me if I missed any. This is, like I said, my first go around. So if I ever need to fill in after this, it'll be easy peasy if you guys want me back.
Sure.
Marianne's like,
Anytime Melissa can't, you're welcome.
we're going to need another. We need another Sandy, right? We don't need me. Need a different one. Need another Melissa. Well, I got some comments that the podcast didn't go out to Amazon and maybe Audible. So Melissa is going to touch base with me once she's landed. And so I'll let her know.
Huh.
Oh, thanks, Heather. She says I'm doing great. Come back
You
anytime.
are. Exactly.
Oh, thanks. You guys are great. 2 out of my 3 kids were born on a Mercury retrograde. Oh, wow. Does it make a difference?
I don't think the birth has anything to do with it. I would be very curious to know, though, Heather, were your kids born on time? Were the labors harder on the two than the third? I just wonder, that's where I think the Mercury retrograde would affect it. It would affect you more with the delivery and the timing of it than having anything to do with leaving an impression on the kids.
And then somebody was asking, and this is kind of timing appropriate. Let me find it again. Oh, Sue says it's finally showing up on Amazon. It was late, but it's there. Oh, good, good, good. Um,
Oh, the podcast, I thought.
yes, the podcast. So, in remote rural areas, are we most at risk of having an alien encounter? What states are the most risky?
Yeah, states that are wide open, Wyoming, Nebraska, yeah, Minnesota. You got a lot of rural land out there too. So yeah, any place where there is a lot of wide open spaces, absolutely.
Well, we'll see. I'm going out to Tucson here in a little while.
Well,
Right
Melissa
now.
brought back an alien with her 2 years ago when she came back from Tucson.
Brooke says, what about Oregon? Is
Yep.
Oregon
Yeah, exactly.
Texas? Yeah, I could see that. There's definitely some.
Right. Ohio. I mean, it's there's certain areas in Ohio that are really, really prone to it.
An interesting point. I've heard that being born during Mercury retrograde, then it won't impact you at all during your life. So she's wondering if Melissa was born during a retrograde.
And you may be right. I actually got an old ephemeris, which is, of course, people can just do it on a computer now, but I don't. So I got an old ephemeris, and I looked up the births of Ted and myself and our kids, and none of us were born in a Mercury retrograde. So I don't know. Yeah, Melissa should look. Her birthday's coming up in March, so
What do we do if we bring home an alien with us? I don't know.
oh. First of all, you'd have to determine if it is an alien or not. And I can also tell on that on a Zoom. So, and I can also tell if you make a call uh, and leave a message. So, and then I can give you different things to try, but it just depends.
Somebody's asking about alien lights in the North Carolina mountains. Do we know anything about that?
And I think that they exist in all the mountain ranges, just like lights show up deep in the ocean, too. I think there's a different types of aliens. Some live on land, some live in water. And it just depends where you live.
I have a dog begging to go outside. I apologize if you
Oh,
guys can hear her whining. And now she's coming up to me to whine directly at me. So
yeah, Mom, let me out.
right, right. Cindy wants
Yes,
to know, is half alien, half human a real thing?
yes. I actually know somebody that is. Yes.
I think especially, if you believe in that, the whole blood type thing is fascinating to me with the RH factors and how RH negative was really not found when they start going back and back and back and back. And who's RH negative? This girl. So
I
maybe
think
an
there's
answer an
so
alien.
many humans now, right now, walking on this planet that are half alien and don't even know it.
I'm sure.
And when the time comes, when I'm not here, hopefully, when they make their appearance, that's when people that are half and half are going to realize that they're half alien.
Um, Somebody else is asking, what do the aliens want with us humans? Heather would
I
like
think
to
they're dying off and they're just trying to keep their species going. And it seems that humans are sort of compatible, apparently. I don't know if that's other planets and they do that, but I have no idea. But we must be somewhat compatible with them.
I'm A negative too, Stephen. How can you tell if someone is half alien? Does the person know? Melissa just kind of answered that because sometimes you just have no idea.
You don't know. And the other thing, I mean, and there were so many TV shows over the years. Uh, was it The Invaders that had yeah, you're right, Brooke. The finger, you could tell if they were an alien because they had a straight little finger. Uh, I don't think there's any kind of definitive thing that, I mean, I don't know if you talk and their eyes cross. I don't know. I don't think there's anything like that. Yeah,
Right.
V, you're right.
B
See, I
was the
can't
movie.
remember the names of the
Turned
shows.
Um, and then one last question because we're getting close here. If a parent died suddenly, do they stick around if they have young kids, or are they more likely to?
They're more than likely to stick around, and that's when they find out, when they let their light go, that because they're hanging around their kids, the kids are constantly sick, the kids have ear, nose, throat, and upper respiratory problems, the kids are a wreck, and that's because of the energy drain from you sticking around. And that's why, if you're smart enough and you say your kids are sick, you go hang out at the neighbor's house because you didn't like them that much anyway, so that you can watch your kids from next door so you're not making your kids sick.
And how does being an alien affect their physical health? I
I
bet in
do
some
not
ways they're
know.
healthier.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know that this person that I know, actually, that's not true. She is not half alien. She is an alien walk in. So, but she had, with that alien traits came out with walking and sensing and smelling and that kind of stuff. It was definitely really, really different types of human abilities. It's she's something.
Hmm. Well, and I think this was a great quick hour. I can't believe it's almost gone by. It's like 10:57.
Yeah.
So again, it sounds like the podcast did go out, was just a little late for whatever reason. We'll blame it on the weather. That just sounds like a good excuse. And as of last night, if you guys want to sign up for the March Zoom, I've pinned where to go to get there. And as of last night, there's 17 open spaces. So Zoom's a great way to find out, like Marianne said earlier, in case you missed it. It's quicker to get some information than it is to wait on a phone call, especially with her move recently. So that's put her, I'm sure, a little bit behind again.
It's like I'd never catch up. Never
No, and
catch
it,
up.
it doesn't stop, does it? Nobody just stops having ghosts because you have to move, right?
No, no, unfortunately, no. No, 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 no.
So don't forget to like the video. Thank you, Melanie. Everybody hit like. Yes, thank you. Like it. It's a little too late to share it, but share it anyway. Make sure you tell your family, your friends, anybody who would enjoy this. We cover so many fun things, I think, every week.
The cool
Lots of
thing is that
safety.
everybody that's on here has got a different question from somebody else.
Right.
And you're right, Brooke, she did good.
High
And
five. Thank you.
so, yeah, the questions are never the same, which is nice. So it works out pretty good like that.
Yes, a lot of thanks. Lots of thanks.
Thanks,
I think
Renee.
you guys also came up with some really great questions too for
Yeah,
us.
you did.
So we appreciate that. And feel free to check in. Um, Podcast drop late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. So I'm glad Diane enjoys it. Twitch folks, I am not a Twitch person. I don't intend to try to be a Twitch person. I don't know what you call a Twitch person. I just call them Twitchers. It might not be right, but that's what I'm calling them. So anybody who is watching on Twitch, spread it out there. Oh, thanks, Marianne. You look great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All
So
right, guys.
everybody have a good week. And if Melissa doesn't show up next Wednesday, we'll bring you back, Sandy. That's for sure.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Now go
Bye,
let your poor
everybody.
puppy out. Bye-bye.
Bye.